Yes, there's a backdoor where governments and the companies that create wallets are going to take your crypto. We're going to be talking about that and more today. My name is Davinci J15. I'm in the pipe 5x5, staying alive here in Dubai. Hope you're doing well. Oh boy. Well, there's some good news, some bad news, and some more bad news, but man, that's okay. We're going to navigate this situation. I'm going to show you what we can do with the light of these back doors. More than one, believe it or not. More than one that has been discovered, not just in the hardware wallet, but also hot wallets. We're going to be talking about that in today's episode. So make sure you stay tuned and watch all the way to the end because it's going to be a hot one. We're going to be providing you with information on how to navigate this, how to best survive what is going to be coming down the pipe for you, users of crypto. So you want to pay attention to this one. It's going to be a big one. We're going to also be doing TA on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Nothing much going on over there, but hey, we're going to watch that as well because it turns out that Bitcoin and Ethereum turned into stable coins now. Alrighty, so if you're interested in trading, you can trade it at bybit.davincij15.com or okx.davincij15.com or femex.davincij15.com. Links are in the description below. Make sure you check that out today. Okay, so let's start off with our first article. Crypto hacks fall in Q1 is but a temporary reprieve, blockchain firm says. Right? All right, so going through here, it says crypto community is being urged not to let their guard down despite significant decline in crypto hacks during the first quarter of 2023. With one firm warning, it is the most likely a temporary reprieve rather than a long-term trend. Last year was the biggest year ever for crypto hacking in history, with an estimated $3.8 billion stolen, primarily from decentralized finance, DeFi protocols, and North Korean-linked hackers, according to the report from Chain announced earlier this year. Okay. Yes, people, we have to be vigilant. You have to avoid scams. Like, for example, hey, send me your crypto and I'll double your money. Or, oh, yeah, somebody sent you a message and it looks like me. It's Davinci. I'm talking to Davinci. He's going to trade for me. He's going to make me money. Yeah, please don't fall for that. I don't ask anybody for money. Heck, you know what? There was a story I told you guys about how one of my ex-girlfriends, I helped her trade and buy crypto and stuff like that, and I made her a multimillionaire, right? That was the last time I actually helped somebody, by taking their money and trading for them. I won't do that again, and I'm not going to plan to do that again. So do not send money to me. If it's me, if you think it's me, and it's really me, even in person, don't bother sending me money. Please don't do that. That's bad. Don't send anybody money. Please. Right? Do it yourself. Manage your own money yourself. Do not trust anyone with your money. Yes, you're saying, well, can't I do? Who can I trust? Yeah, you can trust the exchanges to an extent, of course, right? But you have to be a little bit vigilant with that, meaning that you can't leave too much on exchanges, right? You have to reduce the amount of exposure you have. Okay. Some good news here. Bhutan turns to crypto in search of fast growth. Bhutan is a landlocked nation that, they're just looking to get into crypto. And this is a good thing for crypto, right? Because, they're going to use, hydroelectricity and so forth, which allows them to grow as a nation because now they can add electrical power with Bitcoin. And that power station will start earning wealth right away. Not just, well, you know what? We have to grow the PEPE community. It's going to be like a 20-year project where we're going to see the community grow, and that's when it's going to profit after the 20 years of growth of pop. No. So the power plant can actually start generating wealth right away for the nation and for the power plant that's been built. So obviously they're going to build it with, debt, right? They're going to print more money to build it. But, Bitcoin will cover the debt note because it will generate Bitcoins for them to, so to pay off the notes. And so that's a good thing. And we're going to see a lot of that. So they're also getting into different tech businesses and so forth, which in order to bring more technology to more people to their country. Now, this is a good thing for crypto because now as more nations depend on it, it's going to be difficult for other nations to say, yeah, you can't use that. Because even if they did, right, in some worst case scenario, what will happen is that those nations will still be able to trade, even though there might be sanctions, because there will always be someone who will be like, I'm going to trade with them anyways, and I could trade with a higher price because of the sanctions and make money, and I trade with crypto with them, and you can't stop me. So that's how it goes. So it's not going to affect any kind of nation. So if the United States tries to ban and force this, it's just not going to work. And they know that. Okay. What is Inferno Drainer? New phishing scam, crypto NFTs, and well, actually, this crypto drainer is likely targeted your favorite crypto projects on the largest blockchains. But what is it exactly? The Inferno Drainer. Well, it's interesting. It is not exactly what you think it is, right? It is really categorized as a malware as a service product. They said they provide software and malicious site hosting, and they charge based on stolen amount. So basically, you can go to this website created by Mr. Inferno, pay him to create a fake crypto website, Web3 website, where you can drain people of all their money, and then he gets 20 to 30% of that cut. And so you could come up with all kinds of stuff without having to develop it yourself. You could start stealing without developing the complex application to steal. That's what this is all about. So this has created a lot of entrepreneurial scammers, right, have options now to create fraudulent websites to actually steal your wealth. So please do not get excited about some sort of project that tells you, oh yeah, just connect your wallet. Yeah, not good. Not good. Unless it's a known project that other people have vetted, right? Such as myself or Chris or Carl. Don't bother. So be careful out there, right? You can do OpenSea and a few of the well-known NFT projects that allows you to buy and sell NFTs. But be careful out there. There's going to be more popping up, and already 6 million has been stolen from people. So please don't be one of the victims. Okay, this is the first backdoor. Apple and Google are systemic risks to crypto. That's true. 100% true. Why is that? Authorities in the US and elsewhere may try to compel tech firms like Apple and Google to exfiltrate private keys from devices and apps under their control, crypto entrepreneur warned on the social media. So the former executive of Coinbase believes that this would be done to remit funds to cash-hungry governments. What does that mean? Well, the government can compel exchanges to, hand over or convert your crypto that you've stored at the exchange to their local currency. Now, if they believe that this address or any address is yours, they could then later on try to compel Google, Apple, and maybe even Microsoft to, hey, can you write a piece of software that just takes that money and gives it to us? You're like, what? Yeah, that's true. That's possible. because the operating system is controlling the applications that run on top of it. So technically, they have access to basically read everything that the application is doing and write an application, write their operating system in such a way to take the data. Now, take the crypto from people. Now, would they do that? Would it make sense? It would be direct theft. And the problem with direct theft with governments is that they tend not to do that, because then there will be a actual real backlash because you're actually doing direct theft. When that's because there has to be some sort of law and order, and if they do that, then they're under a certain situation where, hey, wait a second here, if you're doing direct theft, right, you're breaking laws here, and then how can we operate in your jurisdiction if you don't even follow the law, right? And not so. Whilst that backdoor is possible, the problem with direct theft with governments is that the same corporations that operate in that jurisdiction will go, well, what stops you from stealing from me? That's the problem. So the issue then becomes, can they swap your tokens for you? Go, okay, well, we're going to automatically have Apple and Google swap your tokens for you, which then blurs the line of theft, right? Because now they're actually giving you something for your tokens that you already have. So that's a situation where you can see governments, instead of stealing money directly, they will like to say, no, we're not. That's theft. We're not criminals here. No, we're paying you for that. We're giving you printed money that we create, and we created the abundance of that's going to lose value. But if we're going to give you something for it, we're not stealing it from you. What do you think we are, criminals? Like, come on. Yeah. So that's something that you can prepare for. So I'm going to reduce the amount of money I have in different hot wallets, because that's got me like, let's raise a huge eyebrow. Like, what? And so I won't be holding a lot of crypto in my hot wallets just in case this comes down, because, hey, it will be a little bit difficult for them to do that, but it is possible, because once you transfer Bitcoin from one exchange, usually you use the same address over and over again. If you use multiple addresses, that will help blur the lines a little bit for them, for them to decide, hey, is that yours, or did you send it to somebody else, right? You could have sent it to someone who is just to pay them. And so that makes it very difficult for them to actually say, hey, yeah, that's actually Davinci's account. So yeah, can you send that over here to Canada, right? Because, you know, it's a tax. we need to convert him to Canadian dollars, because, you know, we need to help out the Canadian population. So yeah, that will help blur the lines a little bit for them. So make sure you use multiple addresses when withdrawing your Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is actually designed that way to prevent that from actually happening. So you use different addresses every single time. So it makes it difficult for them to see that this is your money. Okay, moving on. I'm going to get to this. I know it says crypto biz, Tether flees from banks, Ledger backdoor for seed phrase, and more. Dum, dum, dum. Okay, so we'll get to that in a second, but I want to talk about this. Banks want to reduce exposure to crypto businesses, just as crypto businesses are seeking to reduce exposure to ongoing banking crises. Yeah, Tether's latest audit report shows that the stablecoin issuers withdrew $4.5 billion from banks in the first quarter to reduce counterparty risk following Circle's trouble during the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. Yes, Tether has broken its peg. And the peg is where the Tether coin USDT is actually pegged 1-to-1 to a US dollar, but the peg has been broken many times in the past. And it's never a good thing, right? People's confidence is lost, people run away from it, and they don't need that. So they may have withdrawn all this money, but where are they going to put it? They might have withdrawn this because people actually cashed in the Tether for actual cash. We don't know. It wasn't clear in this article where if they moved it to another jurisdiction of where they're going to put it, which bank they're going to put it in. Because all banks operate in the same manner where they don't have your money. So yeah, that's the way it is. Okay, so are they just deposited into another bank which takes it and robs them? Probably. If they did that, that's neither here nor there. Now, if they spread it out across multiple banks, it helps reduce their liabilities, and that's probably another option they could take. But again, that's a lot of work and costs to do. Okay, let's take a look at this last article, the Backdoor and Ledger. Here's what's going on and how to keep your crypto safe. Oof. A contentious new feature has been added onto all Ledger hardware wallets. On Tuesday morning, the announcement had crypto Twitter buzzing. I can imagine. Jesus, these people are nuts. Although advertising several weeks back in a Wired article today release brought a fire from the crypto community. Feature in question is Ledger Recovery, an ID-based private key recovery service, would allow users to back up their private seed phrase directly to their personal identity through 3 different custodians. Service will cost not $10 a month. Let me just read this part. The company claims there's no backdoor on this service, and that this is entirely opt-in service. That means if users don't opt in, it will not have an effect on their Ledger devices. You understand here, hardware wallets are designed to do one thing: ensure that your seed phrase never leaves the device. Let me repeat that again to you. Your hardware wallet is designed so that your seed phrase and your keys never leave the device. I'm going to do that 3 times, just because for the dumb, deaf, and retarded Ledger. A hardware wallet is designed so that your keys never leave the device. Once you've placed a backdoor allowing you to take the keys, that would mean you could take anybody's key. That's the problem. So adding this feature allows for eventual someone to maybe hack Ledger, take control of certain keys or certain keys from Ledger, allowing them to withdraw people's account key phrases from their Ledger remotely. Yes, you dumbass. This is absolutely ridiculous, and you should stop using Ledger immediately. Do not, if you have not done a firmware update, do not do it. Right? This is obviously in their firmware update, and yeah, just don't do it. Don't do a firmware update if you haven't done one yet, because then that puts you in exposure to in the future for some sort of government or even them to take your money. There's no way. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. 0. So they're going to lose a lot of customers, myself included, because it's ridiculous to use that device now, because that, once again, for the 4th time, your hardware wallet is designed to keep your keys, seed phrase, from being removed from the device. So you might as well just use a hot wallet. If you're using Ledger, you might as well use a hot wallet. It's the same thing. Okay. Alrighty, let's get on to trading. Find out what's going on with Bitcoin and Ethereum. You can see we're still we're emming out here, and it's still dying at 1,000 deaths. But again, we're in this range. Anything could happen in this range. We could probably come up to, let's draw a trend line. Let's do a ray, actually. So that extended line, you can see here, we can probably come up to approximately this level here, the $28,000 mark as a possibility, and then break down. Looks like we're definitely breaking down here again. Just it hasn't decided if it really wants to break down. Do I really want to break down? I don't know, but you can see this does not look good. We're creating, a wedge pattern, and it keeps hitting this support in line here as it keeps testing that support. There's a chance that we can see it broken and failing and breaking down. Because we're not testing the upper support like this, you can assume that Bitcoin is going to break down, not up. All right, so if you're interested in, use trading, right, and trading this and trading the breakdown of Bitcoin, right? Because once it breaks this level, you might want to enter the short, or if it breaks above at 27.5, you can see a break higher. But unfortunately, at 27.5, you don't have much room for to take profits. So be careful there. So you're going to only a little bit of room. Might want to keep your stop loss tight on that one. Well, there it is. So and then of course we break down below the 26.5 level. That's where we're going to see some major fireworks as well. Okay, so head over to okx.davincej15.com or bybit.davincej15.com right now and open up your account. Okay, so here Ethereum, again, not looking good. This is on a daily. We keep bouncing up on top and hitting the EMA ribbons. The EMA ribbons is folding over. This looks really bad no matter how you slice it. This is not good. We are dancing around this support level. So maybe this is not a support level. Let's see here. Maybe we can move this down. So you can see there it is right here. We're bouncing off this support level, and we can see that this, as it keeps hitting it, we can have this thing break just like we have with Bitcoin and break down. Again, this is not looking good. We are staying below on the daily and just going sideways here, and eventually it's going to break one way or other, and most likely to the downside. So make sure you're prepared for that. If you have a bunch of money in Ethereum, you might want to walk from it. Right at this point, there's just severe weakness in the price action, and we can see that this thing could break any day now and break down heavy. So that's my recommendation for you. Alrighty, Fitburn is now trading. I wanted to see what the price is and what the trading data, right? As you know, I am an ambassador of Fitburn, and yes, the Cal tokens are up today. And let's take a look at PEPE, right? PEPE, we had some sideways, it was like heading in a downward action and a little bit of a pump, and then now we're still consolidating. So now would be a time to start accumulating some PEPE for another big run. So as you see price, buy a little bit here. As you see prices drop a little bit, you get some more. You start with small amounts. Don't go crazy. Do not put more than 0.5% to 1% at max. I think even 1% is way too much of your wealth into PEPE. It has zero fundamental value. Just, throwaway money, lottery money at PEPE, or any meme coin that comes out. You treat it as, hey, you know what? I'm just going to see if this thing pumps and does well. And here's a few pennies, and let me see what happens. Right? That's it. And if it goes to zero, you should be saying, whatever. Oh, well, I give it a shot, and it's no big deal, right? It's like a lottery ticket. See what happens. so don't treat it as anything else, or else you will get burned. So please be careful out there with these meme coins, right? Because they will take you for a ride. You could lose everything. So make sure you don't end up that way. Okay, thank you guys all for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. a little bit scary to just understand that you have to start preparing for any kind of contingency with governments. I doubt for a fact that they would actually directly steal. The problem with direct stealing is that they're just it makes businesses go, well, how can I trust that you're not going to steal from me? And that's the problem. So they can't do direct theft, but they can convert your currencies to the local currencies if they believe it is you. And since there's no KYC behind your wallet address, it's going to be that much difficult for them to prove that you are the owner of that particular said crypto. So that is your reprieve. Okay, thank you for watching. Thanks for being here. Hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.